Alrighty, let's proceed with vector subtraction. Now, the good news is that if you can do vector addition, vector subtraction is really only one additional step. The bad news is that if you can't do vector addition, well, you got to learn that first. Maybe this will help you review, because it's really only one more step, and maybe now you're motivated. Okay, so after this, you're going to be able to know how to subtract vectors, and what's even more key, how to recognize a vector subtraction situation. That's key there. Okay, so tell me what you think.
Tip to tail.
Well, addition means place tip to tail, so what do you think subtraction means?
Head to head.
Head to head? Like a battle?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, that's okay. I'm just asking what you think it means. What else could it be? Head to head? Tail to tip? Is tail to tip anything different than tip to tail? That's the same thing, right? I guess it could be tail to tail too, right? So, yeah. Well, I will tell you this. Let's go back and let's look at regular old subtraction that you learned about grade 3. You were probably taught, and here's a great example of scientific knowledge, if you include math or science, a great example where we take a simplified model and teach the kids. You were probably taught at one time the bigger number always comes first in subtraction, right?
Yeah.
And then about grade 7, you were introduced to the magical world of integers, where there was negative numbers, and suddenly the big number wasn't always first, right? Expanding your knowledge. Well, same idea here. I'm taking what you know about regular arithmetic, and I'm going to apply it to vector subtraction. Okay? Would you agree, guys, you really got to watch that, okay? Just listen to me. Focus. Would you agree that 10 minus 6 is the same thing as 10 plus minus 6?
Yeah.
Right? You are simply adding the negative, right? Did you write that in there? Was it 10 minus 6? Do you need a pencil? Okay. My goal is for you to go through at least 3 pencils this semester. And maybe 4 erasers. 4 packages of leads, my friend. It's going to take work. It's as simple as that. 10 minus 6 is the same thing as 10 plus minus 6. And would you agree with me that negative 6 is simply the negative of plus 6? So we are, in fact, here, we are simply adding the negative, right? If you've taken any accounting, it's kind of like adding your debits and your credits, right? Same idea. Okay. The negative of a vector is a vector having the same magnitude, but exactly the opposite direction. That's all you have to do for vector subtraction.
So what is it?
The negative of a vector is the same vector, same magnitude, same length, same size, but exactly the opposite direction. Not sort of the opposite direction. Exactly.
10 meters is less.
Hang on, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. Don't worry about that part right down there, right? Okay, so if A is that way, well then negative A is going to be pretty straightforward. If B is up and to the right, minus B is going to be down to the left. Visual examples. I think you'll all sort of, yeah, I get that. That's easy, Mr. Meta, right? Would you all agree that's pretty easy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it to the next step. If I said that vector C is in the direction of 0, 1, 0, or 10-degree bearing, what would minus C be? What direction? What number? Remembering that 0, 90, 180, 270, right? So what would it be? I heard someone say it back here. What did he say? 190. And he's correct. How did you do that, Wyatt? You added 180, right? If you're driving your car and you pull a 180, what do? You go the opposite direction. You're adding 180 degrees to your direction. No one ever says that. It sounds kind of nerdy when you're driving your car. Oh, I'm going to add 180 degrees to my direction. I might say that, right, Lane? killing me, man. Just like what? Yeah, my ruler holster. You know what? I really think that's a good idea the more I think about that. Just holsters in general is a good idea, or bad idea. Yeah, okay. That's called a fanny pack, isn't it? All right. Okay, what about the direction now? Why don't yell because I want someone else to try it. 300. 120? How'd you do that? Yeah. He subtracted 180. How come you didn't add 180?
Because then he'd be going and...
It'd be more than 360, right? So you, instead of adding 180, you subtract 180. So I guess the rule could be that if it's less than 180, you add 180, and if it's more than 180, you subtract. There's the rule for you, if you're into rules. Peter, last one. South 15 east. What's the opposite of south 15 east? It's actually easier than these ones when I show you. What do you think, Cole? South 15 east. Instead of going south first, you go? You're the man, Graham.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Funny guy.
Not a guess. You knew what you were doing. Don't sell yourself short. You had me for grade 10 science. Oh. What does that mean?
You learned me though. You learned?
I never learned you nothing in there. Okay. Karen, can you get the clickers out over there? Go get a clicker.
We got a clicker?
Go get a clicker. Stand up. Go. I've talked to you about vectors and the opposites. So what's the negative of 10 meters per second east? So hopefully we all get it right. Is it A, is it B, is it C, or is it D? Don't be last.
Okay. I'm gonna be.
Come on, Dylan. Keep going. Hurry up. Keep going.
Correct answer? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Is D a bit of a trick?
No.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. 10 meters per second west. You could say just minus 10. If you didn't have the direction there, you might say positive 10 and negative 10, right? But if you got the direction there, it's just 10 meters per second west. Don't worry about it. You'll get a chance to redeem yourself.
Hey, Bill.
Try this one. This one, you're going to have to do a little more thinking. To subtract vectors, find the inverse, take the opposite direction, flip it around of the vector that's to be subtracted, the one that has the negative sign in front of it, and then just add it to the other one. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. First of all, how do I know this is a vector subtraction question? See the subtract sign there? That means vector subtraction. So, if this is A and this is B, what do I have to do? Find minus B. How do I find minus B? Exactly the same length, just opposite direction. And then do what? Add them together, which means take A and negative B and place them tip to tail, and then draw in my result.
How do you know it?
And how do I know how long that R is?
Why do you not switch A?
Do I have negative A? That's only the one with the negative in front of it that has to be switched. Jake, tell me, what's the one additional step we did here that's different from vector addition? What's the one extra step that we just did that's different than vector subtraction? It was the first step. Yeah, change the direction of B, right? Thank you, Dylan. That's all that's different. That's all that's different. So it is, you can think of this as a review of addition if you wish, for those of you that are still struggling there. Okay? That's the most important thing. Put a star beside that. Okay. Right at the bottom there where it says EG. If A is 10 meters north and B is 15 meters east, what is A minus B? I want you to actually do it. Shall I do this one with you?
Yeah.
I think I should. Okay, so I'm going to take A is going to be 10 meters north, and B is going to be 15 meters east. Which one do I flip? The B. So it's going to be 15 meters west. Remember doing this, Mr. Schmidt? A little more enthusiasm, please.
Yeah.
And now what do? Add this one and this one. Is it Pythagoras or is it scale model?
Scale model.
How do you know?
Oh, no.
Well, you're smart enough to know that you're wrong.
Figures.
It is Pythagoras. How come? Because there's no angles involved here. North and west, right?
Yeah.
10, and then which way is west? And don't get this wrong. Does it have to be to scale? No. Okay, go ahead and finish solving that while I see Mr. Schmidt.
Hey, I couldn't do it. Hey, it's opposite over Jason. So it's 15 over 10. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, don't get one.
Yeah, it's a waiting for you.
Did you guys get 18?
Yeah.
18 meters? Last, did you get 18 meters? Did you? Did you do it? Why
I
not?
got 8.6.
This is physics. We do stuff.
8.6 degrees. It's probably wrong.
Oh, does that seem right to you that it could be 8.6 degrees?
First time using the
Like, even if this isn't to scale, right? Like, if I was 10 and 10, wouldn't it be 45 degrees? Right? So, does 8 seem reasonable?
Hey, just go make or second function tan.
Is your
15.
calculator-
Hey,
It depends on your calculator.
34. But my calculator, oh, it does have a bracket.
Yeah. So you're likely going to have to go 15 over
Yeah,
10.
there you go. That's it.
Okay, because it's got to be around 45, right?
Hey,
Okay, Graham. Really, man?
56 degrees.
Yeah, that seems more reasonable. 56 degrees, right? Okay, so that's going to be north 56 west, right? What's the only thing I did different here in vector subtraction, Peter?
Change the direction of B.
Different.
That's the only thing that was different.
Yeah.
Literally, that is the only change, right, Amanda? Pretty easy,
I'm not gonna do that.
if you could do the addition.
When you do another
Which one gets switched? Vector B, so it's 5 meters per second north. B is 4 meters west, so minus B is going to be 4 that way. Clearly, it is C.
This isn't hard at all, Mr. Bennett.
I know,
Now, so let's go right into grade 12.
but it's much like driving. Driving's not hard either, but when you throw in texting and driving, then it makes it hard.
The sun gets in your eyes.
When you can't see the green light, then you fail your driver's test.
How will you know? Is that what happened? It was so bright I couldn't see the green light.
No, you stopped the green light.
Hey, it's a good story, right? That's a good story.
You feel dumb.
How will you know how to subtract? That's a good story. I like that story. Yeah, was he honking his horn at you? I get this all the time. Mr. Bennett, I don't know when it's subtraction, I don't know when it's addition. Well, first of all, if it says subtract, right? If it says A minus B, there's A, there's B. You got to switch B around, exactly. Oh, minus B, oh, is that right?
Hey, well,
That's not right.
what if it's negative A or plus B?
Well, then it would be B minus A, wouldn't it?
Wait.
Negative A plus B? Wouldn't that just be B minus A?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So then you just switch A.
Switch A around, yeah. See, don't make it hard. Ah,
This is like, this.
I thought it was supposed to be tailed.
yeah, well, it's like this, right? What can I do for you? Okay. Yeah, right on the dust there. Nothing's wrong here. No, nothing's wrong. Watch. Watch.
Okay.
There's A.
Yeah.
There's B. Actually, there's probably a small little mistake here, right? Because I think it comes up and it says minus B. Well, what did it not do?
Switch it.
Didn't switch it around, did it?
Nope.
And then it took A over here, and it's going to drag it down here. Yeah. There's A, and then, oh, but see, remember it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Other direction, right? Now, I guess if you really want to think about it, you really could place the vectors what? Tip to tip. Because this shows that if you don't flip it around, you end up with it tip to tip, right? So if you want to think that way, that's fine. I suggest you do the flip. Okay, now, here's the hard one. Here's the hardest part of the day. Okay, so if you've been sort of tuning out, or if you've been texting, or playing games, or what have you, I do know that you've been doing that, by the way. You haven't been very good at hiding yourself. But here's the one you really need to be focused on, is that it implies subtraction. Because it asks for the wind or plane speed or the current or the boat speed. Now let me show you. What do you guys have there? You guys have...
All we have is the zone.
Okay, good. So let's go through this. Okay? We know that the resultant is, if we're talking about planes and wind, the resultant of the plane is the plane speed plus the wind speed. You add them together, right? Okay, now, what if I want to know the plane speed? What if I give you the R and I give you the W?
We gotta...
If that's an equal sign in there. If I want the P, I have to get the plus W to the other side, and it becomes, so plane is equal to R minus W,
Do that all the way so far.
and the wind, Dylan, is what? The wind speed is going to be R minus P. So what I'm saying is if it asks you for the plane speed or the wind speed, you're going to have to do one of those subtractions.
Is it the same if it's a boat?
Yep. Because really, boats, right? It's boat plus current. Right? Resultant of a boat is boat plus current. So here the boat is going to be resultant minus current, and here current is going to be resultant minus boat. Those are the hard ones. People say, I don't get it.
You know, like...
Okay, so make a note of that. If you're being asked the plane or the wind or the boat or the current, it's likely subtraction. Okay, there are 2 practice questions. You have about 5 minutes. I want to see those done for tomorrow.
Which one?
Oh, I got, it's 2
The
questions.
last page?
No, not the very last page. The one that says practice. Just 1 and 2. 2 whole questions.
Not yet.
Not the extra. Not the extra.
Turn on the new one.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.